And now the host of Here's to Your Health on LA Talk Live, Joshua Lane.
Hi, this is Josh Lane of Here's to Your Health, and in honor of this special Christmas edition of Here's to Your Health on the LA Talk Live network, we have just flown in from the North Pole, where he actually is a good friend of Santa's. We have Dr. Footsie, who's going to talk to us about important health issues. Dr. Footsie, welcome to Here's to Your Health.
Thank you. The trip wasn't too bad. I didn't wear enough clothes when I came in from the North Pole. But being that from the North Pole, I do have a cartoon character called Santa Claus.
I see.
I didn't happen to bring him with us.
Was he possibly working today with the other elves, possibly?
Well, I think he was. He was a little tired. He's been running around. He's cleaning the chimneys, whatever he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
But that's where he is.
Well, that's good.
Thank you, Josh.
And what do we do now for the children in Los Angeles as far as smoking?
Now, smoking's a big problem and has been for many years. Do you know that over 400,000 people will have lost their lives and die every year from smoking-related illnesses?
Wow.
And it's very important. So what I've developed is little cartoon characters, actually called the New Feet on the Street, with a little music. And
the New Feet on the Street.
New Feet on the Street, NFOTS, or it could be no faded old T-shirts or something like that.
New Feet on the Street. I thought that was a boy band.
Boy band? No, I don't think.
Okay.
No, I think they were New Kids on the Block.
Possibly, yes.
Something like that. I'm not too sure. Okay. So basically, when I've developed these programs for kids using cartoon characters, and the one that we'd like to kind of push a little bit more on is a character called Tobacco. Well, he's naturally the one that gets hooked on nicotine and eventually, hopefully, gets off of it. And we want to be able to impress and get to young kids at an early enough age. And this program has been approved, believe it or not, by the LA Unified School District, basically for kids second and third grades. I think it can go even younger, and it could even go a few more grades up higher. But education should be fun. And in order to you to learn something, you've got to be interested in it. Now, if I'm a character just like my cartoons, then so be it. I don't care if they laugh at you, with you, as long as we can leave them with a message. And that's the important thing. So, and again, I appreciate the opportunity of having me come on the program and be able to see what I'm about and what I'm trying to do. And the one thing today is, like I said, we've done several of these programs in second and third grade classes. I've done them in parks and recreation with young kids. And what we do is we pump them up with a little music. We get them with New Feet on the Street, just to put them in a good kind of mood, like they're okay. If you get up in the morning, yeah, thank you. I mean, so, and I can't see what they're playing now, but it's animated with my little characters, NEWFE. around. There's arthritis there. There's Totem Pole. There's Tomas. The four main characters of the new feet on the street.
Don't get left behind. Gonna open all minds. Come on, everybody. We're on the right track.
Drogas. And then there's a guy named Bluto who's got cold feet and he gets hooked on the drug ice, crystal methamphetamine, and he says, use ice, you deep freeze forever. And the talk.
Everybody, we're on the right track. With a new feet on the street. Come on, keep on stepping with the times. With a new feet on the street. Everybody, we're on the right track. Come on, keep on stepping with the times. With a new feet on the street.
Out there. Now, basically, what I'd like to do now, Josh, is with the thing I've. Would you be able to get something for me over there, or can I get up and get it?
I will show on camera, so
Well,
we'll just let it go.
Okay. And so with the 9 short storybooks
That was a very nice little cartoon, very nice.
Oh, you like
Very nice,
that?
yes.
Okay. Self-taught that I did the animation, did all the little music with a friend of mine, and then they sang it. And it's given it uplifting. But anyway, so what I've created it's the tale of tobacco. And what it is, and I think each kid gets a little, what
Doggy
I
bag.
call a doggy bag. But, you feed her your dogs.
Right.
Right? I mean, that's what they always said. You feed your dogs. So, and in this package, each kid is going to get a Dr. Footsie 20 tips health education program, okay? And 20 tips because the tips of the cigarette is the tip, and also because there's 20 cigarettes in a pack, etc. And then this thing here was a giant box that we put together with messages with the tips in it. And in this box, the kids get a membership card.
A membership card, official.
Well,
kit.
yeah, you got to join KICK, which is Keep It Clean with Knowledge.
Very nice.
Okay? KICK, okay? Then they get a butt kickers pledge. Naturally, they get them a smaller size, okay? And it says, Dr. Footsie says I shouldn't smoke. It will kill me, okay? And we become a member of the Butt Kicker Society in good standing. And so basically, that's what it is. Okay. And so this is what a little cover of the book would look like. Dr. Footenstein's, okay? Tales from Toland. This is the tale of tobacco. Anyway, so we will be able to play a little animated cartoon on the story, and hopefully the kids, you'll get a message out there, kids. I want you to listen, because you're going to be tested afterwards, and you're going to write a short story on what's happened. And for those that do well, and we make a prize and a winner, somebody's either going to get a T-shirt with my logo on it, or they're going to get one of the cartoon characters like Totem Pole on a T-shirt, or they will get a coloring book that we've created called Drug Mottos, which is, slogans on 12 different slogans. There was a crossword puzzle on tobacco and on drugs and on alcohol, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, it's called Drug Mottos. That's arthritis up there. Oh, you're not worried about that? That's Tobasco. He's the guy who get hot. He's the fireman. And then Totem Pole. Okay? So that's basically it. So, and then we will go over with the kids with the 20 cards. And if you, whenever you're ready and you want to play the story, be my guest.
Out of a pipe. Each time he would puff on the cigar, His eyes looked like they were rolling around in his head. His skin started to get a yellowish brown color. When Nick was a teen, he would pick up cigarette butts off the street that had been thrown away, and he would put them in his mouth. While the other feet were chewing gum, he was chewing tobacco. He always had a big wad in his bunion. While the other feet were learning to blow bubbles, Nick was learning to use the spittoon. He found one of his father's old pipes and tried using that. He was getting dependent on anything that was made of tobacco. The first thing that he did every morning before brushing his teeth was light up a cigarette. His room looked like downtown LA on a smoggy day. He lost his appetite to eat. All he wanted to do was smoke. Some days, he looked like an old chimney stack on a cold winter day with all the smoke rising out. He couldn't get rid of his cough. He was always clearing his throat. It felt like he had swallowed some shoe leather. No one wanted to be around him, especially those of the opposite foot. His clothes even started to smell like burnt toast, and he had a bad-smelling odor when he talked, like halitosis. He would get very tired when he played with the other feet, and as he got older, he got tired much sooner. He was always running out of breath. The smoking was affecting his health. And though he admitted it was not good for him, he continued to smoke. As Nick the teen got older, they nicknamed him Tobacco, as the color of his skin and his foot odor had taken on that appearance. His health had gotten worse, and if he wanted to live, he would have to kick the habit of using tobacco immediately. He tried many times in the past to stop smoking, but each time resulted in failure. This time was going to be different. He was quitting for good. I'm throwing in the socks. Nick had a friend of the opposite foot who he cared very much about. She had insisted that he had to make a choice between his smoking and her. I'm waiting. Her expensive shoes were always getting ruined from the smell of Nick's tobacco. That was just one reason. The other was that she loved him very much and didn't want to see him destroyed by Nick's teen habit. Breaking habits can be difficult, but it can be done. The longer your habit, the harder to break it. Nick the teen had finally seen the light at the end of the tunnel. This time, it wasn't a lit cigar. Some think smoking is cool. It makes them feel they are grown up, because adults, such as their parents, have always smoked around them. Don't let your life go up in smoke. Light up your life with education. Don't start.
Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed that, young ladies and gentlemen.
Dr.
And-
Footsie, I enjoyed it too.
Oh, you did
Yes,
too.
I did.
Well, I'm glad Josh, you're not a smoker, so hopefully you don't have to worry about. But at least you'll know the harmful effects. But what we're trying to do now with the package that each of these kids will receive and what's in it, we have 3 assorted postcards, and what we want each kid to do, from what you learned today on the harmful effects of smoking. We want you to be able to send a message to someone that you know, whether it's a relative, a neighbor, somebody that you want them to stop smoking. Because as I said before, 400,000 lives are lost each and every year due to tobacco use. And it's not like you just die and that's it. There's a lot of suffering that may go with it, with emphysema, lung cancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So it's important that we do. So I want each kid to write a little story on what maybe they learned on what happened with tobacco. We will probably give a prize for the best story. We also have a coloring contest that we can have the teacher and the people give out to you on coloring kick butt, which is tobacco. And to the best prize, we will give another thing like a T-shirt, et cetera, et cetera. So that's the important part. But in the little box that you have in your packet, that's a little tobacco kind of folder holder, and what it is, it has in it 20 different. Well, the idea is you got to collect 20 cards, and you want to be able to what I call TLC, okay, which is trade, learn, collect. We want you to be able to, just like when I was a youngster, and we would collect and save baseball cards and football cards, and we'd flip them where they were heads and tails and off the wall. And I had thousands of these things. It's too bad when I moved to California, my mother said, "What do you need all this stuff?" So she threw out all of them. I had a whole bunch of Jackie Robinsons, Mickey. Hey, I wouldn't have to be doing work now. I'd be okay. But anyway, so in this one package that people can purchase if they want, it's a complete set of your 20 cards and your your flip-top box and your your membership card, your pledge card, collector's box, as well as your 2 bonus cards. Now, the packet that each kid will receive will only be 4 trading cards, so you don't know which 4 you're going to get. You might have number 1, which may be brand your own, okay, where he shows a picture of tobacco and showing the different things and branding the cigarettes, etc. And on the back, the message is, brand your own. Tobacco brands you for life. It's a one-time thing. Once you get hooked, it's a very difficult thing to eliminate. Card number 2 is Butt Beach. It's showing tobacco down at the beach with using the cigarette butts and making a castle. And the message on the back says, Butt Beach, tobacco kills and destroys our beautiful beaches. Number 3, for those of you that, like me, and started smoking many years ago, there used to be a cigarette called Chesterfield. I don't know if they're still around. That's right. So I made it like Chester's Field. So tobacco is going through the tobacco field. And then the message on the back says, Chesterfield, don't press your luck. Farmers raise tobacco to kill. Number 4, showing tobacco over a commode or toilet bowl in the other one, and showing the cigarettes going down the drain. Just like your life, if you light up a cigarette, you're going down the drain. So number 4 says, down the drain. Flush tobacco out of your life. Number 5 is showing tobacco with a furnace there, and they're cooking and burning, and fill up more ashes. A little pun on Philip Morris, fill up more ashes, okay? And on the back it says, fill up more ashes. God created what tobacco industry has cremated. Number 6, a couple of my friends really think this would be a great poster, and I call it filtered water, showing that tobacco is out on the street, and you see all the butts that get gone down with the rains and through the storm drain. So hey, it's getting filtered, isn't it? It's going through. So filtered water. Smoking clogs our sewers and our arteries. Okay, that's number 6. Number 7 is known as the Grim Reaper, showing death from smoking. And on the back, the note or the tip, Grim Reaper, smoking tobacco, grim future. Number 8, there's a famous thing it's called hookah. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of hookah, like you've been hooked on something, hookah. And they're blowing the pipe, and it's like that. And so it says hookah. Don't get hooked on hookah. Okay? Number 9 is called Killing Time. Okay? And it's a death message. Okay? On the back, killing time. Time is precious. Don't waste it on tobacco. Each and every day out there, today is your birthday. It's everybody's birthday. As long as God has given us another day to live, you ought to be proud it's your birthday today. Number 10, what I call the kiss of death. Pregnant women should never smoke. It does go through into the fetus, and it will affect the baby, and the baby will be addicted. So kiss of death. Smoking harms the newborn and the mother. Okay? Number 11, like 7-Eleven. Okay. Cool killers. And these are 2 guys I call Marlon Burrow. Okay? And there's other buddy there, Joe Camel. So it's cool killers. Be cool. Don't smoke. Number 12, longevity. Okay? You want to live longer. Don't use tobacco. Tobacco is seeing himself picturing his lungs and see himself in a hospital bed and seeing himself deteriorate and stuff like that. So you don't want to go that route. Now, there's some people that start smoking and then they use other forms. They use chewing tobacco. Instead of chewing gum, they chew tobacco. And I call this mint julep. Mint julep, okay? So mint julep says, chewing tobacco kills and makes your lips unkissable. So unless you like kissing ashtrays, you better make sure you don't smoke, okay? Number 14 is what I call peer pressure, and not the fruit a pear or a pear, but maybe like the pears down at the beach. But then the pears are made like cigarettes, and they're bending and they're giving in. So peer pressure. Don't be influenced by friends that use tobacco. Oh, you're not going to smoke. How come you ain't cool? Forget it. You don't need to smoke. Number 15, pumping iron or iron pumping. You don't want to ever be in an iron lung when you can't breathe. They have to put you in an apparatus that helps your lungs breathe so you could bring in the oxygen. You need oxygen for your brain so you can think, so you could function. This number 16, what I call real men kick butt. You don't have to be a fool that's going to get on a horse that looks like it has to get put out to pasture. Real men kick butt. Be a real man. Say no to tobacco. Now, in the movie theaters, And I blame the movie industry for this. They still show the famous people lighting up a cigarette because it's cool and sharp. So kids are, they use them as their new heroes, just like with the athletes. So if an athlete, they see him smoking cigarettes, or they see him drinking alcohol, oh, well, that's cool and blah, blah. No, it's not cool. So it's the silver smoke screen, okay? Silver smoke screen. Actors smoking in movies influence young people. So you don't want to get... That's why the movie industry should take all that stuff out of it with the smoking there. Number 18, what I call tar and char smokehouse. What happened to your lungs? They got tarred and charred. Sounds like a barbecue pit. Tar and char smokehouse. Smoking smells and blackens the lungs. Number 19. Used to be another favorite cigarette called Lucky Strike, but this is Unlucky Strike. Okay? You know, and it says on his gravesite there, here lies Smoking Joe. Tobacco was his foe. Nowhere to go but 4 feet below. And it's Unlucky Strike. 3 strikes out in baseball. Smoking, you only get 1 strike. Now, I know I've heard people say that when they smoke, oh, I want to cut down my appetite and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, Skinny Minnie, when she belonged to Weight Watchers, yes, Virginia, there is a Slim U. So, you know, Weight Watchers, smoking causes loss of appetite. I'd rather have a good appetite, eat healthy, and not worry about cigarettes. And one of the 2 bonus cards that if you ever collect them, it's called Choked Up. He's ultra. So it's showing Marlon Burrow hung by his own tobacco. And choked up, tobacco puts a stranglehold on you and everybody around you with all the secondhand smoke. Now, there used to be something, the last card, where they used to say, oh, well, 3 on a match or whatever, and they thought that was like 3 on a light. Well, here it shows tobacco in like a place where they had the coffin box for the Marlboro man, Marlon Burrow, and also for Joe Camel. And coming out of one of the drawers up there, you know, like, it's Kill. Viceroy was here. Like you used to always see the sign that Kilroy was up here. So, and 3 on a light, 3 on a match, bad luck. Smoking, no luck. So the idea now is to have kids be able to collect. They get the 4 original cards. They don't know which one they are. They want to trade with their friends and stuff. We want to now impress to get local area businesses to support this tobacco prevention program by being able to say, hey, we'll purchase so many of these little packets that have 4 different cards in it. And when a kid goes into a dry cleaning store, into a place where there's a food place, every kind of a business that does not have any kind of alcohol, tobacco, or any other kind of substance. And then when they purchase so much, they get the 4 extra cards, and then they figure, oh, I got a duplicate. So the idea is to collect them all and bring it home to your family. There may be a father in your house that may be smoking, and the mother is smart and say, hey, George, you got to smoke outside. That secondhand smoke is going to kill the kids. So you want to be able to and not only educate yourself, but educate your family and your friends around you. So anyway, that's basically what we're about. I want to be able to thank Josh for allowing me to speak. And if anybody goes to our website, which is drfootsie.org, www.drfootsie.org, you'll see some pretty unique stuff. And we recently started a little thing which we call Footprints Through History. And we just had a couple of winners on there. I don't want to tie up the people here. And this was a sample, and this was the Garden of Eden.
I'd like to thank Dr. Footsie for coming on to Here's to Your Health on Christmas Eve, taking time off from his schedule working with Santa. Kids, I hope you enjoyed it today. We're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back after these important messages.